Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to episode 95 of Reynolds Reviews, and on today's episode, some vintage Star Wars pickups. Cue the march. Welcome back, everyone. Like I said in the intro, today we're going to take a look at some vintage Star Wars pickups that I managed to grab recently, and I'm quite excited about this week's video because it kind of feels like a long time since I've done a vintage Star Wars video on the channel, and obviously in recent weeks and months Star Wars collecting's got kind of stressful for me, especially action figures. I'm now into the last 17, and they're not hard to track down, but whenever I do, there always seems to be somebody with deeper pockets. So I kind of stepped away from vintage Star Wars a little bit and started picking up things like Motu and Mask, and I've actually really enjoyed stepping away from Star Wars. But we're back this week, and I have managed to pick up some vintage figures, but no prizes for guessing who. Let's go take a look. And there we go. Now, I did say no prizes for guessing who. So, of course, this week I picked up 3 more Luke Bespins. Now, I managed to get these as one. I got them from one seller, all 3 of them. And I managed to get all 3 for under £20 with postage. So when I see Luke Bespins at that kind of price, I just can't pass him up. Now, I wouldn't class myself as a focus collector. I mean, I don't know if I kind of have to say I'm a focus collector because of the amount of figures I've got of Luke Bespin, but the reason why I don't class myself as a focus collector is because I don't focus on like variations. I just get him, I just buy him because I like him. I just like how the figure looks, how he displays. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the variations, but I don't focus on them. I don't chase specific variations, which is why I wouldn't class myself as a focus collector. But I don't know. Because I've got so many, am I a focus collector? I'm not sure. Jump in the comments, tell me what you think. I don't see myself as a focus collector, but am I? I don't know. But I love this figure. I just love how he displays. He's not my absolute favourite vintage figure. I think you all know who that is, but he's a very, very close second. And whenever I see him at a good price, I just feel I've got to pick him up. So, but I love this. 3 different variations. So as you can see, we've got very pale yellow hair there. We've got, would you call that maple hair? And then we've got like a light brown hair. But I love the fact that all their faces look slightly different as well. This guy in the centre has got more of a square face, where these are a little bit more pointed. Certainly this one at the end. The way their eyebrows are painted, I think, always give a different expression. But like I said, I don't chase different variations. I just like buying them. So as you can see, 3 different hair colours on this one. Different boot colour as well. This is sort of a lighter brown. Then you've got a little bit darker again, and then almost like a reddish brown, I think. And again, you've got 2 attached lightsabers on the left and in the middle, and then a non-attached lightsaber on the far right. But I just find them lovely, lovely figures to display. I really do like them. So I think they're all different COOs as well. But like I said, I don't focus on it. But I don't know if you can just see that one on camera. That is COO Hong Kong there. Then in the middle, I think this is a little bit faint, but I'll try and get it on camera. Don't know if you can see that, very, very faint on that leg, but there's no COO on that one, just 1980 Lucasfilm Limited. And then slightly different again on this one. So again, if you can just see, so COO Hong Kong, but the 1980 LFL is on the opposite leg now, so they're all different. And like I say, I don't chase them specifically for different variations, but I just love the figure as it displays. I can't pass him up. Whenever I see him at a good price, I just love him that much. I've just got to buy him. But like I said, he's not my absolute favourite figure. I have got another vintage figure that slightly tops Luke Bespin. So yeah, no surprises again though. Let's go take a look. And there we go. Now, like I said again, no prizes, but my very, very favourite figure is vintage Boba Fett. Now, as you may know, in past videos on the channel, I have done a very minor Boba Fett restoration, and I'm a big believer in leaving vintage figures original if you can, but I'm certainly not opposed to restoration. I'm a big fan of people like Dave at Toy Polloi, and I just think every so often you get a vintage Star Wars figure that if you can leave it vintage, then I always encourage people to do so. But every so often you get one that is just in dire need of some TLC, you know, being battered and bruised and being neglected. And as you can see, this Boba Fett is no different. He's obviously been exposed to some kind of corrosive liquid or something. All his plastic has started to melt slightly, and all the definition has gone. He's even started to crack and break around his shoulders. And I just kind of felt that when I got this Boba Fett in with the Luke Bespins, I kind of felt that that would make a good restoration video. So I thought I would give it a go. Now, it's all dependent on my own skills. My own skills are only very basic. I do it as a hobby, but I just thought I'd give it a go and see if we can make him displayable again. Want to see how I got on? Come on, let's go take a look. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we're going to try and get this guy back to a little bit of his former glory, try and get him back displayable again, and just see what we can do. Now, obviously, that's going to completely depend on my skill set, which, like I said, I just do this as a hobby, so this guy is certainly not going to be perfect, but let's just see if we can make him a little more displayable. So the idea is to start with, I'm just going to try and chip away some of this excess plastic that has just curled over where it seems to have sort of melted or split. I'm going to try and just get some of that away, get it back to a flat surface, and just see what we can do from there. Okay, so we've chipped some of that excess plastic away, tried to get it smooth. I'm just going to give it a rub now with some sandpaper and just try and smooth it off, and just try and make it a better surface for painting. Okay, so believe me when I say it may not look much better, but that is certainly a lot flatter and a lot smoother than when we started. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some everyday filler and just see if we can fill and smooth those holes, front and back, and then just see if we can just shape it a little bit like the body armour, ready for painting. Okay, so as you can see, we've now filled the holes. It doesn't look pretty, but it will look much better once I've finished and cleaned him up. So we're just going to let that set now. I'm going to try and tidy him up and just see what we've got when we come back. Okay, so we've cleaned him up again. You probably can't tell that much on camera, but we have cleaned him up. It's about as good as I'm going to get, so let's try and get some paint on him and see how we do. And there we go, everybody. So restoration complete. Luke Bespin's looking on, and as you can see, he's certainly better than when we started. Let's just take a closer look at him. So the back, we're going to start with the back. The back was in really bad shape, and in the end it was just beyond my skill set. I managed to get rid of the holes, but the plastic was so badly degraded and just sort of all melted away. I couldn't really do anything with it. I managed to fill the holes, but I couldn't get a flat surface again. No clean lines to work with, so I just had to paint what I could and hopefully try to get the shape something like. But yeah, again, the back still looks a little bit of a mess, unfortunately. But I did say it was probably beyond my skill set. So the front, again, the front looks much better. You can see it's a little bit rough and ready below the shoulder armour there. But, like I said, this was never going to be a perfect job. And it's not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. But is it displayable? I think so. I would be quite happy to have this guy in my collection now. I know exactly where I'm going to put him. I think he is displayable again. I actually think he looks quite well from the front. So I know exactly where I'm going to put him. So in the end, I'm actually quite happy with him. Let's just see if we can get his blaster in his hand and just see what he'll look like complete and ready to go. Now, he's not great at holding his blaster, so I'm going to just see if I can get it in there and see if he'll hold it while I put him back on the table. Is he going to hold it? There we go. So like I said, certainly not perfect, but I actually think he looks really displayable. Now you can see on his belt, the lines in the belt and the definition in the plastic has gone. Again, it had all melted away. But I think he's perfectly displayable now, and I'm really happy to put him in my collection. So yeah, there we go everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you picked up some hints and tips along the way as well. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and giving me a shot. I really appreciate it, and I hope you'll consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if you're one of my existing subscribers and someone that's been watching my videos for a while now, thank you very much everybody. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. I always read everyone's comments and I reply to everybody. And as always, keep collecting. I'll see you next time.